Oh, hi. It's day 6 of quarantine. This is Quarantini number 5. It's been 6 days since I've interacted with another real human. I woke up today, played on my phone a bit. I played guitar a little bit, practiced some guitar out on the balcony. Actually, there were some other people out on the balcony, so maybe you can count that as interacting with people. Called my grandma. She's doing good. Hi, Grandma. Roasted grapes. Did you know that you could roast grapes? They taste pretty good, actually. I think I might try to figure out how to put them in rice, maybe as a side for some rosemary chicken and roasted grapes. Tastes pretty good. And now I'm thinking I could either sweep and mop my floors, or I could make a drink. So, I mean, choice is pretty clear to me. It's almost 4 o'clock here in San Diego, and I figure what's a better drink for day drinking in San Diego than Margarita. So let's do that. Let's make one of those. So me being me, I wasn't happy to have just a plain Margarita, so this is my take on it. It's a little bit on the spicy side. It just has a tiny little bit of spice to it. And instead of using tequila, we're going to be using Mezcal. Mezcal is basically like tequila. It's made from agave, but it's smoked in some way, so it gets a really smoky flavor. So we have Mezcal. I don't know what kind this is. It doesn't really matter. We have lime juice. We have Serrano agave syrup, and we have basically some fancy triple sec. This is Patrón Citrógne, or I don't know how to pronounce that, but basically like orange liqueur. The agave, the Serrano agave, just like any other syrup, is just a mixture of sugar and water. I actually did equal parts by volume agave syrup and water, and what you do is you simmer that on the stove, and what I do is I add chopped up serrano peppers and basically make like it's almost like a tea. So you steep the peppers in the simmering solution. This is kind of weak. I might, next time I make this, do 2 parts syrup to 1 part water, just so that I can use less of the syrup in the drink. So let's start making this. So I like this to be a little bit on the strong side, just because we're gonna add a lot of ice at the end and it'll dilute itself, but let's start it out strong. So I do 3 whole ounces of Mezcal. Mezcal is, like I said, it has a nice smoky taste to it. Goes really well with the heat that comes from the Serrano agave. And this isn't really very spicy, and you're not putting very much of it in the drink, so you just get this hint of heat. It's not like your mouth is on fire. I'm gonna add 1.5 ounces of lime. And remember what I said, anytime you add citrus to a drink, you're basically always gonna balance it with some sort of sweetener. In this case, we're gonna add 3/4 of an ounce of homemade Serrano agave syrup. And what I like to do is I like to add a little bit of, just a splash of this stuff. It's like 1/4 of an ounce. And actually thinking about it, I probably did this backwards. Because what I want to do is I want to salt the rim. And what I have here is this special chili lime rimming salt. What you do is get yourself like a cutting board like this. Take the lime, just put a little lime on it. And then put a little of the salt on a different part of it. I hope this is in frame. Just like that. I hope this is in frame. And you take your glass. So before you put ice in it, that's important. Just take the glass and take the rim and rub it around in the lime. And then take that and give yourself a little chili lime rim. It's nice, it kind of gives a cool effect. You can get rid of this for now. And so now is when you put ice in it, so I'm gonna go do that. So I put crushed ice in it because it's daytime. I want to be able to nurse this, and what will happen is because it's with crushed ice, the ice will melt pretty quickly. You'll be able to drink your drink longer, and I mean, it's a strong drink to begin with. It'll slowly dilute. You'll still be drinking it without having that really heavy amount of alcohol in it. So we shake up. And then just pour this out. I'm hoping I got the amount right and that I don't overflow the cup. Ooh, it's close. That's pretty close. And then the last thing that I like to do, take a lime, just make a little lime wheel. You can cut a piece of it. Like that, and a little straw, paper straw. We're environmentally conscious down here, like that. So there you go. So there you are, my take on a margarita. Again, it just has a tiny little bit of heat in it, not really too much. So tasting it, I mean, you know what a margarita tastes like. It's sour because of the lime. The mezcal gives it a nice smoky taste. There's just a hint of that Serrano. It just gives it a tiny little bit of heat. It's not spicy. It just pairs really well with the smoke. If you eat it, or if you drink it rather, without the straw. The rim, again, nice chili lime, salt flavor that just collaborates well with the rest of the drink. So, cheers. There you go. Drink day drink. Be responsible. But what else are you gonna do? Thanks all. Have a good weekend. Oh, and donate to the thing. Do it. I know that you're not doing it, and if you are, you're not doing it enough. Got my eye on you.